Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. And I would like to say that we've got a great show today.
Yes, we do. Very good content.
You are correct. Some of the things we're going to be talking about is a segment we did with MSD, how they're partnering with some local businesses to help some schools in the area.
Yes.
And we also went to a book fair.
Oh, this was great because I love children's books and the entrepreneurial spirit behind this.
You are correct. We also will be checking in with Republic Bank with their financial minute. Also, we'll check in with B96 and Magic 101.3, find out how you can win all summer long. We've just got a lot of great things coming up, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey!
Hi!
It's time to crack an egg.
Easy, any style egg works.
Or smile.
Well done, this looks great.
Time to share a
I
story
have a great way to start our discussion.
with old friends or new ones.
When you're a caregiver,
Time to breathe in,
inhale up. Good job.
then let it all out. It's never been easier to connect, learn, and have fun.
Cheers!
So let's do it together. Come find us at aarp.org/near you.
6.5, your man Nick Cannon is in the building and we taking over. We gonna be wilding every morning. About to have some fun, y'all. Let's go up!
Lock it in to the Nick Cannon Morning Show, 6 to 10 on B90.
So Denise, tell us about the partnership with MSD.
MSD, once again, is serving the community so well, but this time it benefits children in a very much needed way. So let's just take a look. So I'm bringing to you another segment about MSD, and I am again delighted to share this with you because MSD not only works for the community and serves us so well, MSD also gives a lot to the community. Thus, we're going to talk about community benefits. I'm here at Whitney M. Young Elementary School because there's another initiative that's going on and with some partnerships. And I want to introduce you to these two I would say brave people here because what they do is so generous in their time and effort. I'm going to let you all introduce yourselves, your company, and what your role is with MSD in this partnership.
I'm Samantha Palco. I'm a senior project engineer for Olem and Schutte, and I'm working on the large diameter sewer rehab project with MSD. And then we're also, involved with this project as well for Whitney Young, the playground project.
And your partner here is?
I'm Michael Bailey. I'm a senior project manager with Olem and Schutte. And I'm in charge of the large diameter sewer project.
Okay, so how did you all's involvement come about in regards to partnering with MSD so you could provide these benefits in the community, such as at the school here?
Well, we actually worked with MSD on an award-winning project in Shawnee Park, which is just down the street from here, a couple of years ago. And some of the kids from this elementary school in this community would stop by, and because we were in the middle of the park, and they were curious with what we did there. So we got to meet some of the young kids from here, and then recently we were awarded a project in the same area here, so we thought this would be a perfect situation, and we had met with some of the students and the people here at Whitney Young, and they have said that we needed a fence and a playground, and we thought, hey, we're going to be in the area, so this would be great for us to help out the community. And MSD does a great job of with these large capital construction projects of saying, how can we give back to the community? So we thought this would be a great opportunity.
So did you all as well, were you all involved in the I call it the speed dating process, where you go through and those who are in need present the elevator speech and then, the selection process comes about?
Samantha and I weren't, but Alma Schutte was involved in there, and that is how we end up selecting with Whitney Young. They kids and Mary Jo, which you'll talk to later, presented a very compelling story about what they needed here, and we thought this would be great. We're going to be down the street, back in the same community. So this would be a good opportunity.
So in the collaboration with Whitney Young Elementary School, we have the great representative here. I will finally say Dr. Mary Jo, but I want her to introduce herself and her role here and a part of the initiative that goes on. So,
yes, thank you. I am Dr. Mary Jo Wimsett, and I'm the magnet coordinator here at Young. We are an international baccalaureate school, and our kids are the ones who participated for 2 years in developing and designing and presenting this playground plan, not only to Ullman Shute, but also to MSD and to the state in the Student Technology Leadership Program. And they won. They won both years that they came in. They came in third in the state for this project, so we were very proud of their hard work.
So what did you think about learning that you all had been selected and know that this was coming in?
Oh my goodness, the kids are just over the moon about it, and they love watching the progress of just getting the fence up. So we were over the moon. We are just still thrilled. And the kids that designed this are now in middle school, and this is their legacy. So they're going to be coming back to celebrate once we get done and have an open house. We're going to see the children that were really involved in getting this done.
Now, how far are you all in with the process?
Right now, we have the fence is completed, and then once the kids are out of school, they'll start breaking ground for the actual playground. So it should be done before, we're hoping in about 4 weeks. It's going to take about 4 weeks for the whole thing to be done, and they're going to wait until the kids are not there so they can be safe.
Okay, and so I'm sure there's going to be big fanfare?
Oh, you bet there will be, and we'll invite you all back. So yes, we will have a big open house that day. Right now it's tentatively scheduled, but I know that sometimes, so we're not ready for a date yet. So we'll just have to wait and see towards, how, if there's any hiccups or anything like that to have a firm date. But as soon as we do, we'll make sure you know.
Sharice, all the projects that MSD does and with this community benefits, this has to be one that's really fun for you because it is needed, but it's a lot of fun.
I agree. I think, as we receive the proposals in from our contractors and firms who are submitting their plan, it is always, it brings a smile to my heart to see the impact, one, and the commitment they're making back to our community. So this one, of course, is an amazing project, from the fence and the understanding of, the social need for the fence for our students and the safety. And then also the playground and the importance of a playground for children growing up. So it's an amazing project and amazing partners to work with.
Those partnerships that MSD is doing across the community, it's great, and you can really see how it's going to help schools that necessarily don't have these type of opportunities, and these are great partnerships.
And then when you think about a playground, you don't think about how essential it is.
That is true.
And what it means to put it together and the kids' input in it. Great all the way around.
We'll take another break and back with more right after this.
We are mothers,
fathers,
neighbors, and friends.
Working hard when the weather is good,
and even harder when it's not.
With online updates to keep you safe and informed during a storm.
Programs to save you energy and money.
And new projects to help us provide cleaner, more reliable energy.
We're more than an energy company.
We are LG&E.
We're LG&E.
We are LG&E.
Denise, you've been busy. I know you went to a children's book fair, so tell us a little bit about that.
It's just the idea of when you look at black entrepreneurs and the stories for black children to have stories that look like them with the characters, but let's just take a look. It's a great Saturday today because I am down here at 101 Roots. It's the African American Museum because they are featuring a black children's book fair. I'm here with one of the local artists. Her name is Bree Smith. And Bree, welcome to Urban Lifestylez.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here today.
I ran into your uncle and he told me about his phenomenal niece and that you were a children's book author and that this fair was going on. So share with us about the name of this book fair and then about you and writing this book.
Yeah, so it's called Black Children's Book Fair. And Daryl Harville is who actually hosts the book fair. Mm-hmm. Yep, and then the name of my book is Bree's Heavenly Adventures with Jesus. This is actually based off of personal testimony, like my life testimony. So I actually created a whole book series just based off my testimony. But the first book within the series is called The True Meaning of Unconditional Love.
Okay. What really was the springboard for you, your inspiration of all types of children's books to write? I know it's your personal, everyone has one if you have been saved. Why this one? Because you don't run into too many books about, religion and Jesus and personal experience.
Yeah. Actually, it's so funny. I was on a fast during the pandemic, because everything was shut down, and I'm like seeking the Lord, and it just dropped in my spirit. And I heard the title, Bree's Heavenly Adventures with Jesus, and he just told me, create a book based off of your life testimony and just your relationship with me to help other children.
What age group would you say this is geared toward?
Yeah, this is geared towards 5 to 10-year-olds.
Okay. Because I was asking because usually when children have a sense of, I'm ready to make that commitment, I now believe in Jesus. Sometimes for me and my daughters, they were the same age as me, age 9. And what happened with you and your personal experience that you felt that I'm ready to be a believer?
Oh man, I was introduced young to Christ. I would go to church all the time with my aunt. They would always pull me. But I would say about when I was 17, when I finally got the grasp of who Jesus was to me, in my life. And I finally just was like, you know what, I'm going to take the plunge.
Okay. So how was your journey? You decided to write this book, and I see you have T-shirts. So what is the journey like for you in regards to now, and I have this book, and it's about children and getting the message out and other things like your T-shirts?
Yeah. It's been an awesome journey. This has actually opened more doors for me to minister to kids and to families because my whole message is to promote healing and restoration within families. So, just be getting out. Even I've been ministering to people here, which is awesome. So, just really ministry.
Okay. So I know this is about a several city book tour. Will you be a part of all the different destinations on the tour?
Not all of them, but a few of them, yeah. I talked to him about trying to get on one in Maryland because he's going to be in Silver Spring, Maryland, which is closer to where I live now. I live in close to Washington, D.C., so I'm trying to get on that, but I definitely will be going to Charlotte this year, too.
All right. So for people who are looking right now, how can they get a copy of this book and the other ones that you're talking about?
Oh, yes, definitely. I have these available on Amazon, but you can also go on my website, www.breezheavenlyadventures.com.
So when you come to an event like this, you wonder, who is the mastermind that put all this together? And I want to introduce you to the event host, as you could say, is Mr. Daryl Harvey. And Daryl, welcome to Urban Lifestylez.
Thank you, Denise.
So I met you in regards to a phenomenal children's book fair, and I was thinking, I wish they had something like this when my children were younger. Tell me about how you put this together, and I know a tour is involved.
Yeah, so I began myself as an author several years ago. And I initially began writing poetry, but I work in social services, and I was mentoring a young man, and I wanted to give him something to remember me by. And so I developed a story, more or less for him at age 5, to remember our interaction with. And that, more or less, became this book, I Can Do Anything. And that spawned from I Can Do Anything. I began to travel and go to different book fairs, but they didn't have a particular theme. They were black book fairs, but they encompassed all kinds of books. And I thought to myself, I see that children's books really go, so why not make a book fair that was devoted to black children's books?
I love it. So how many books have you written?
I currently have 6 books written. I call them the Sunflower series for children. They are focused on social emotional learning. So one of my books focuses on dealing with bullies. One of my books focuses on self-esteem. Another one of my books focuses on what it means to keep your word. So I'm trying to develop a sense of values for our black children.
Oh, very great. Now, when it comes to the tour, how many cities is going to be on the tour this year?
Okay, so we're calling it the Black Child Book Fair Tour. We are currently in our spring and summer session. Louisville is number 2, the second stop on our tour. We have 4 more stops to go this spring and summer, which include the next stop is Tulsa, Oklahoma. right during their 100th anniversary of the Black Wall Street Massacre. After that, we're doing Juneteenth in Philadelphia. After that, July 10th, we're in Silver Spring, Maryland, just a couple of minutes away from Washington, D.C. And we finished the tour in Charlotte, North Carolina, July 31st.
Is there any rhyme and reason to the cities that you have selected for the tour?
Not particularly. It was just, who we could set up with. We're trying to cover the entire country. And so after the spring-summer tour, we're going to take a second off, but we're going to do a fall tour as well, and we're looking at the southern states.
Okay, so I know you're busy. Just for our viewing audience, how can they get information on books and, your tour and all that real quick?
Email me at blackchildbookfair@gmail.com or find me on Facebook as Daryl Harvey Author.
The book fair seemed to be very exciting. There were a lot of young kids that were, really having an opportunity to meet authors first time. And as you said, talking to people who looked like the characters in the book, who were actually the writers of the book.
And the entrepreneurial spirit and the gentleman that put it all together, so kudos.
We'll take another break and back with more right after this.
Hi guys, my name is Brandon Hill and I'm one of the new employees here at the Louisville Water Company. My role here is a system Oracle administrator. Basically for the average person, it's IT. I support a lot of the different Oracle products that support our systems like accounting, human resources, customer care and billing. I make sure that the system is up for people to pay their water bill. Being in the IT field is rewarding, but it's also challenging because as most people know that work in that field, IT is ever evolving and it's always changing. It's always something new and it's always innovations going on. One of the first things that I've learned is Louisville Pure Tap has the best water in the nation. By far, we've ranked first and second throughout the nation in any water taste testing. Louisville Water Company is a great place to work because they're embracing diversity. One of the things that I learned in orientation is that they're developing business resource groups, and especially groups like African American resource groups where people can come in and feel welcome. The thing that I would say for somebody who wants to work for Louisville Water Company, it's a great place to work. They've adapted and are flexible. They're also a great employer in the fact that that they're not going anywhere. Louisville Water Company's been here over 100 years. And as long as we need water, you'll have a job.
Everybody's concerned about money, making sure their finances are straight. So this is this week's Republic Bank's Financial Minute.
Hi Max and Denise, I'm Jessica Hill and welcome to the Republic Bank Foundation YMCA. Here we are committed to making an impact in the community. And one way we are doing that is by helping our clients with financial literacy. Here we focus on capital, collateral, capacity, and credit. The first C is collateral. So that is what you own. That could be your home, your vehicle, or even a business if you have one. The second C we have is capital, and capital is cash. And cash is key. So that's what you actually have in a savings account, if you have a CD, an IRA, or even a checking account. The third C we have is capacity. And this is where we're looking to see what you have available in order to pay back loans. So this is where we really dive into understanding what your DTI is, which is your debt to income. And our fourth and final C is my favorite, credit. And this shows us your character. And your character is a component of the first three we talked about: collateral, capacity, and capital. Now back to you, Max and Denise.
As always, this has been great information, a great partnership with Republic Bank. Keeps giving us more and more information that we can use.
Staying financially fit. Staying financially fit.
Right, I hope you're learning something.
I'm teaching you.
Oh, we'll take another break and back with more right after this.
Hey. It's time to crack an egg.
Easy, any style egg works here.
Or smile.
Well done, this looks great.
Time to share a story.
Have a great way to start our discussion.
With old friends or new ones.
When you're a caregiver.
Time to breathe in.
Inhale up. Good job.
Then let it all out. It's never been easier to connect, learn, and have fun.
Cheers.
So let's do it together. Come find us at aarp.org/near-you.
6.5, your man Nick Cannon is in the building and we taking over. We gonna be wildin' every morning. About to have some fun, y'all. Let's go up!
Press another move. Lock it in to the Nick Cannon Morning Show, 6 to 10 on B90.
Your mothers,
Fathers,
neighbors, and friends.
Working hard when the weather is good.
and even harder when it's not.
With online updates to keep you safe and informed during a storm.
Programs to save you energy and money.
And new projects to help us provide cleaner, more reliable energy.
We're more than an energy company.
We are LG&E.
We're LG&E.
We are LG&E.
You know, we're keeping you fit. We're also helping you to be well informed when you're getting out there on your bike. So we're going to go over talk to Nira again at Middle of Town Cycling. And this is about keeping your, not only your head right, but keeping your head safe by having the proper helmet. So take a look. We're back again at Middle of Town Cycling, which is right at Bardstown Road at the Waterson Expressway, right behind the bakery. And we're back here with Nira at Middle of Town Cycling. I keep wanting to mention the other location, which is on Shelbyville Road, which is both good.
This is all the same thing.
Same thing. So we're talking about something a little different today, and that, of course, a bike helmet. So we see a lot of people that are out, and we want you to definitely utilize caution by having a helmet. But the thing is, Nira, what's the right helmet?
There's a lot of things that you can decide on which helmet you like, but the main importance is they all have the safety standards required by the Department of Transportation. So as long as they're all certified, then you kind of get into some other protection systems called like the MIPS protection system that is a little bit more extra safety that is inside the helmet that will help you protect if you have a crash.
Got some helmets here from different price points. So I'm going to grab one here, the LIM. And that might be an acronym or the actual name. And this one is the, so tell us about this one and what makes it different.
Very basic helmet. It's an entry-level helmet. It has a certain amount of ventilation. It is not as lightweight as some of the other pricier helmets, but it has the basic entry-level standard protection system approved by the Department of Transportation. So that's just that. Just a basic entry-level helmet.
So this is, and so when you look on the inside, it's just got the cushions.
It's gonna have the padding.
Uh-huh.
And almost every helmet will have that. They're all removable. They can be hand washed and put back together. But the inside of the helmet is what's more important. The amount of foam in it, how it will protect you when it is in a crash or has an impact. So a lot of that is also based on technology.
Okay, so if we start moving up the row, so let's go to a helmet that, let's say, this one? The white. So what about this one?
So this one has what they call MIPS, and it's multi-directional impact protection system.
Oh, that sounds like.
These started coming out about 4 or 5 years ago. It was introduced, but this is also the kind of protection system that is also you'll find in helmets that football players wear. So it's what happens is the shell over here is what actually sits on your head, and the outer part of the helmet kind of moves around. So the impact is not in one direction. It kind of takes the impact and kind of distributes it. So it's a little bit more protective. Mm-hmm.
So if we go from this, then where do we go to next?
Well, we have something like, say for example, that one over there. Yes, although that one over there, it has like a visor in front of it. It also has the MIPS protection system on it. Now this one, if you notice, the back of the helmet goes down further towards the nape of your neck. So it's a little bit more protected underneath here. This visor helps when, you're like, if you're mountain biking specifically, like if you crash, you first hit this part and then you'll otherwise something like this that doesn't have a visor. Sometimes it limits when you're riding a road bike, which is more leaned in and more aggressive. Your head is mostly seeing the bottom, and if a visor was there, it would kind of limit your ability to see further down. So this is what most people prefer on a road bike, and this is what somebody would prefer on a mountain bike or a regular hybrid.
Okay, is there anything wrong with wearing like a baseball cap or something underneath your helmet?
Well, it's not.
Or recommend it?
So there are what they call skull caps. So that way, if somebody doesn't have a lot of hair and they needed like protection from heat, of course we have those as well that you can wear underneath it.
Yeah. So when you're talking about helmets and how they relate to bikes, how about when you've got a young kid? Are they better off with just the entry level, or do you want to?
That also, all of these helmets come in different sizes based upon the circumference of your head. With toddlers, you have something like this, and if you notice on this particular helmet, they also have a little net. So it protects them from like bee stings and stuff if a bee does get in there, inside the helmet. And this kind of mesh system is also available on other adult helmets as well. But it really, it has a lot of padding. It's like has the basic safety standards that you normally have, and it's a great little thing for kids to have, and it fits their head.
All right. And I see one other helmet that's down there in the corner. That's for what, like dirt bikes and things like that?
Extreme sport.
Okay.
Where you are doing more tricks and stuff, like if you're at a BMX park and you're like jumping in the air.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna happen.
Or if you think that you're gonna go trail riding and you may hit a tree or fall and hit a rock, so this is a little bit better. It protects your face too. It's a full face helmet. All
right. So if somebody wants to get a helmet, of course they need to come by here and see you all. So give them your contact information.
We are www.middleoftowncycling.com. We're on 2140 Gardner Lane, and our phone number is 502-882-BIKE.
I learn something every time that we do this show about some new spot in town that we can check in on, something that can help us in relationship to personal finance. I mean, we just keep learning great information.
And that's the reason why we need to spotlight a lot of things so everybody can benefit.
Right. And coming up next time, we're going to be talking to a vegan restaurant, a couple that owns a restaurant. So that's going to be interesting. Haven't done a lot with vegan food.
No, but it's becoming more and more popular.
You are correct. So it's going to be great information. So make sure that you tune in. You know what? I think that's our show.
And that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestylez.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Stay cool.